She loved him so deeply that even his absence felt like presence. The first night he didn't come home, she kept the lights on. Not because she was afraid of the dark, but because darkness made the silence heavier. The apartment felt too big for one person, yet too small for the thoughts filling her chest. She sat on the edge of the bed, phone resting in her palm, screen lighting up her tired face every few minutes. No message, no missed call, only the quiet ticking of the clock reminding her that time was moving, even though her life felt stuck in one place, waiting. She told herself he would walk in any moment. She imagined the sound of keys, the familiar pause before the door opened, the way he used to call her name softly as if checking whether she was awake. She held on to those imagined sounds until they felt real. By morning, the lights were still on, and her eyes were burning from unslept tears she never allowed to fall. Her name was Ariba. She lived a life made of routines, same bus every morning, same desk at the small library, same quiet smile she gave people even when they didn't notice her. She believed stability was safety. She believed love was something you protected by being patient and understanding. When Saad entered her life, he didn't fit into any of her routines. He was noise where she was silence, movement where she was stillness. And somehow, she loved him for that. They met on a slow afternoon at the library. He asked for a book he barely remembered the name of, laughing at his own confusion. She helped him search, their hands brushing against the same dusty shelf. It was nothing special, yet it felt like the beginning of something that would quietly change her forever. He kept coming back, not just for books, but for conversations. He talked about his dreams, his unfinished plans, his fear of staying in one place too long. She listened. She always listened. When he fell in love with her, it felt gentle. No grand promises, no dramatic confessions, just presence. He would sit beside her in silence and somehow make the quiet feel warm. She gave him her time, her care, her belief that love could grow stronger if you held it carefully enough. She loved him in ways that didn't ask for anything back. For a while, it was enough. But love doesn't disappear suddenly. It fades in pieces so small you barely notice until you're surrounded by what's missing. Saad started coming home late. Then some nights, not at all. When he was there, his eyes seemed distant, his words distracted. He laughed less. He touched her like someone remembering how, not like someone who wanted to. Ariba noticed everything but pretended she didn't. She believed that pointing out the distance would make it real, and she wasn't ready for that. Instead, she adjusted herself to fit the silence. She stopped asking questions that made him uncomfortable. She stopped talking about her own tired days. She became smaller, quieter, hoping he would finally see how easy she was to love. She waited, every evening, every night. Waiting became her habit, her silent prayer. She waited with dinner growing cold. She waited with messages left unread. She waited with a heart that kept making excuses for someone who was slowly leaving without saying goodbye. Sometimes he would sit across from her, phone in his hand, nodding while she spoke. She could feel him drifting even while his body was there. It hurt more than absence. Because at least absence is honest. Once, in a moment of courage that felt fragile, she asked him if he was still happy. He paused. That pause broke something inside her. He said he was just tired. She smiled and believed him because believing felt easier than facing the truth. She began to feel invisible. Not unloved, just unnoticed. As if her presence no longer mattered enough to be missed. Yet when he wasn't there, she felt him everywhere. In the empty chair, in the quiet kitchen, in the way her heart still waited at the sound of the door. His absence had become familiar, almost comforting, like pain she had learned to live with. The truth didn't arrive loudly. It didn't crash into her life. It whispered its way in. One afternoon, she opened his laptop to print a document. A message popped up on the screen. Simple words, soft words, words he hadn't used for her in a long time. I miss you already. She stared at it without blinking. There was no anger, no tears, just a deep, sinking understanding. She closed the laptop and sat there for a long time, feeling something inside her finally grow quiet. That night, she didn't ask questions. She didn't argue. She made him tea and listened to him talk about his day like nothing had changed. But everything had. In the days that followed, she moved like someone finishing a long goodbye. She folded his clothes neatly. She cleaned the apartment slowly, touching memories without holding on to them. When he noticed the bags by the door, confusion crossed his face. He asked what was wrong. She looked at him calmly, without tears, without anger. I think you left a long time ago, she said. He tried to explain. He tried to stay, only now, when staying was about to end. But she was tired of being the only one holding the weight of love. Tired of waiting for someone who was already gone. When he walked out, the door closed softly. No slam, no final words. That night, the apartment was quiet. Truly quiet. Not the painful silence of waiting, but the stillness of acceptance. She turned off the lights and lay down alone. For the first time in a long time, she wasn't listening for footsteps. She wasn't checking her phone. She wasn't hoping. She realized she had loved him so deeply that even his absence felt like presence. But now, she was learning to sit with herself again. With her own breath, her own heart. And in that quiet, she finally slept, not because the pain was gone, but because she had stopped fighting it. Sometimes love doesn't end with hate or closure. Sometimes it ends with silence. And sometimes, that silence is the beginning of learning how to live.